Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the hopeful elect brothers that's doing the work of the Lord in sincerity and truth, and that's preaching and prophesying, and that's uplifting the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the subject for this video of what I got the inspiration from to make this lesson is a short from YouTube. Right, it was shared by a brother, and it was a video of a black woman. Right, she was in an interracial relationship with a so-called white dude, with a so-called white man. But that's not the end of it. Yes, you're mad, I'm mad, we're pissed off that that our women are not with us, our women are against us, and our women, they worship the so-called white man because he's in power, and women respect power. Women don't have faith, and women respect power. So that's why they hate their own men. They hate the so-called black man. Israelite women do not respect the Israelite man. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man. Because with power comes respect. And women aren't loyal, so they're gonna go to whoever's in power, even if that person or nation of people who has the power had them in slavery for hundreds of years. It doesn't matter, because that's how women are. They're bugged out. They're wicked. The majority of women are wicked, right? In today in today's age, forget about it, right? But this is the link down here. If you want to go and check it out for yourself, it's right here. It's at the bottom. In the notes right here, you can look at it. The YouTube link. Or if you want to go search in Google for yourself, or whatever, search in YouTube for yourself. Woman picks cotton, yada yada yada. But it's gonna make you pissed off. If you're in the truth, if you're a brother, you're watching this, it's gonna make you completely mad. And yeah, first scripture, I was gonna go straight to Matthew chapter 13, but Job 9:24, a basic scripture. Job 9:24 says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked; he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The Most High gave the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, the Edomites, Esau. The Most High gave them power over the earth. The so-called white man rules the earth right now. For example, you cannot speak out against the small hats. The ish people. You can't speak out against them, or else you get canceled. You lose your job. You'll be labeled as as an anti as an anti you know what. I'm not even sure if I could say that word because they're trying to censor everything. But you know who's in power by who you can't come up against or speak up against. And the so-called ish people, right? The small hats, they are the head tribe of the nation of East. They're the head tribe of the nation of Edom. They're the head tribe of the so-called white people. And even these celebrities, actual people in power, they have to be careful with how they talk about these people because they're in power, right? And the so-called white man, you know, he's a head of the banking industry. The elites, they're part of the banking families. The so-called white man control the flow of money. The currency. They start and control wars. They they are in control of the resources of the earth, the gold, the silver, the 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 uh the uranium, you know, the the uh the 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 different industries. They're the head of everything. They're in control of everything that happens. But it's by design. The Most High gave the earth into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is a so-called white man, right? As a nation, they are the wicked. Have three classes of men. You have the wicked, which is a so-called white man, the nation of Edom, Esau, the Edomites. You have the sons of the wicked, so-called white man. You have the sons of men, which are the other nations, and then you have the sons of God. The sons of the Most High, the sons of the power, which are the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the sons of the Most High. You are the sons of the power. Because Yasha Allah in Hebrew, is Israel. Yah meaning he, Shar meaning prince, and then Allah meaning power. He is a prince of the power. So the so-called white man is in control of the earth. He has the power right now, right? We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of society. We're still in captivity, but he's on top. He's on top right now. He's the head right now, but not for long, right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, the so-called white man. Starting with the elite Edomite banking families, and then it goes on down, to the rest of the heads of the different countries and the heads of the different companies and the companies, the parent companies that own everything. It all goes back to Esau, right? Like, for example, Disney, right? You, you have the Disney Channel and whatever. Disney owns so much other companies, right? And the head of Disney, right, is a so-called white man. Or if that's not the head, if the head isn't a so-called white man, then then that person is just there for show. You know, the so-called white man is always the ones who's calling shots behind the scenes, right? You have Google, and then the other companies, so on and so forth. He covered the faces of the judges there. The judges are the Israelites, you know, because we are the real judges of the earth. Starting with the elect, right? And also, the supreme judge, the Most High, which is a so-called black man, and then his son Yahweh Shai, which Yahweh Shai is a King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He's right under the Most High in order, right? Then you have his people, the Israelites, and also you have the angels. So the so-called white man defaced, the images of the Most High and his son, the angels, and his people, which are the judges. He covered the faces of the judges thereof by something called iconoclasm, which are during the Dark Ages. Our people ruled, and the so-called white man defaced the images of us. He painted over uh, dark dark skin images of us, and then he painted over. He painted them over. He whitened them for those images to look like him, right? If not, where and who is he? So we got that straight. The so-called white man is the wicked, and he's in power. The Most High gave him power. He gave him rulership of the earth, and that's why you know the whole world really worship the so-called white man, because his image is the one that's pushed. For these other nations, they're dark skinned, they have color, and they buy skin whitening or bleaching cream to whiten their skin, and they get surgery to want to look more like the so-called white man, including our people. But now he's 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 going out of power, and these other nations, they're really coming up against him, and these other nations are getting tired of him. Everyone's tired of the so-called white man, because it's just too much wickedness to bear right now. It's just too much is too much, right? You have GMOs, fake food, fake meat, lab grown meat. This alphabet thing is getting out of control. He wants everyone to accept and agree with and be a part of the so-called alphabet people, and much more wickedness, right? And everyone's people are getting tired of it. Now we got that figured out. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 13 and 25. It says, Matthew chapter 13 verse 24. 24 to 32. Matthew chapter 13 verse 24 says, another parable, this is Yahweh Shai, another parable put he forth unto them, which is his disciples, which is another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. Now, the man is talking about Yahweh Shai. sowed good seed in the field. It's talking about Israel, because the nation of Israel, they're the children of the Most High. We are the children of the Most High. But while men slept, his enemy came. His enemy, the Lord's top enemy. When you go to Psalms chapter 83, it mentions the so-called white man there twice. You know, it 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 mentions Edom, and then it mentions Amalek, which the tribe of Amalek, of the nation of Edom, of you so-called white people, are the small hats, right? They're the top tribe of the nation of Edom, right? But while men slept, which means uh, while we were in slavery, because when we were in slavery, our nationality was beaten out of us, and then after a while, you know, Jake forgot. No, Salakia. Jake was discontinued from their heritage, which that was a prophecy. In Jeremiah, I believe 17th chapter, either 17th or 19th chapter. His enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Now the tares are just weeds, but the tares look like wheat. Only a trained eye could really tell them apart. The tares look just like the wheat, and the wheat is the good seed. But his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Uh, Verse 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed? The nation of Israel, the Israelites, right? Good seed in thy field, from whence then hath it tares? Because during slavery, the so-called white man would take our woman. It doesn't matter if she was the wife of a slave, of a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American or not. The so-called white man would go and take, your wife or your daughter, and he would sexually exploit her. That's the R word. The R word. He would R word our woman, and then there was nothing that we could do about it, because we were in slavery. Like, there was absolutely nothing we could do about it. If we spoke up, then we would get get deleted, and that brought forth tares among the wheat, which the children of the slave master and the slave woman or slave girl, right? They would come out looking more like the slaves, more like the so-called black people. And that's a tear, because you are father is. Numbers. It's Numbers chapter. Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families. The word pedigree. Let's go into the word pedigree. Pedigree is a Hebrew word, yalad, to bear, bring forth, beget, gender, travail. Now when you go down, beget, bear, to bear young, to beget, to show lineage. So Pedigree goes into lineage, right? And your lineage is a family tree, of who you really are. Your lineage of what nation you go back to. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, your lineage, your family line of who you go back to after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So your lineage really go back to your father. It doesn't matter how you look. Let's say, for example, I'm a so-called black man, right? Whether he's, African American or Haitian or West Indian, he goes and lays down with a so-called white woman, and they have a child together, right? They sleep together, they have sex, and then they have a child afterwards, and that child, that child, comes out looking out mixed, or that child, comes out looking, exactly like the mother. That child comes out looking, like a so-called white person. That child is an Israelite, no matter how that child looks, whether that child looks mixed or whether that child looks white. That child is an Israelite because that child's father is an Israelite. Whether Judah, so-called African Americans, the Levi, Haitians, or whether West Indian, Jamaican, Trinidad, Tobago, so and so forth. That's the tribe of Benjamin. That child is an Israelite. Now, go back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse. Chapter 24 and verse 13. Chapter 13, Salakia. Chapter 13 and verse 20. 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared tares also. So when the blade brought forth fruit, that's more children, right? Then appeared tares also, which the tares are Edomites, but they look like Israelites, right? Edomites, the so-called white man. Israelites, Negro, Latino, Native Americans, but because the father is a so-called white man, is an Edomite, and then that man laid down with a slave, which is a so-called black woman, which is an Israelite woman. That child comes out looking more so-called black. That child comes out looking like an Israelite, but that child is actually a Edomite. That child is a heathen, right? So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The enemy is a so-called white man. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? So the servant is saying to the Lord, all right, so we're going to go and gather all the tares, and get rid of them. The tares is the heathens, the Edomites that look like Israelites. The so-called white people, the so-called white children that look like so-called black people and Latino and Native American people. Because their father is a so-called white man, and their mother is an Israelite woman. But your nation is determined by who your father are, not how you look. You're not 50% of your mother and 50% of your father. That's bullshit. Because you come from your father, which is a seed, which is a sperm, which when a man and woman come together, they have sex, and then that man, ejaculates inside of a woman, and the sperm goes in her, and then, that sperm goes to the egg, and, after a time, that begins a process of life. That begins a process of a baby being formed in the of a baby being formed in the woman's womb, which that baby is from the man, because the woman represents the earth, and then the man is a seed. The man puts a seed in the earth, and then that seed is watered, and then after a time, that seed grows into a tree and it bears fruit. The fruit represents the children. The fruit of the body is the children. Now he said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. So because the tare, which is a weed, it looks exactly like the wheat. You can't tell them apart. So it said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat. So you're trying to go around and gather up heathens that look like Israelites. You're gonna make a mistake and gather up actual Israelites, and judge them as well. So no, let them go together. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers are the angels. And the angels again are so-called black men with afros and beards, right? The angels aren't white babies with small wings on them. No, that's wrong. Because the Most High is a so-called black man, and then his son, his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, is a so-called black man. That means the angels, look like them too. Because the angels are our brothers, but they're just in the spirit world. Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So separate the tares from the wheats. The tares are the heathens, the Edomites that look like so-called black people, so-called Latino and Native American people. The angels, when they come, they're going to separate the tares from the wheat. The wheat are Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the angels going to do that. That's the job of the angels, which are the reapers. Now let's go down to verse 36. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man, which is himself, Yahushua. Right? The Son of Man is a title for Yahushua. The field is the world, the actual world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, the Israelites. The tares are the children of the wicked one. The wicked, as a nation, are Edomites, so-called white man, so-called white people. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. And the devil is the so-called white man, because devil means deceiver, and it goes into slanderer. And the so-called white man is a deceiver and a slanderer, a liar. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. So at the time of the end of the world, the angels will come and separate the tares from the wheat. He'll separate the Edomites that look like Israelites from the actual Israelites. As therefore the tears are gathered together and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. And we're at the end of this world right now because we're in the last days, but we're in the end of the last days. And prophecies are coming to pass. You know, the MOTB is on its way, and then world WW3 is almost here. Prophecies are coming to pass right now. We're at the end of the world. So the tears are going to be gathered together and burned in the fire. So when this place gets hit by thermonuclear missiles and is set on fire, which is the lake of fire, is going to be made into this place, Babylon the Great, aka America, will be made into a lake of fire by the destruction from the thermonuclear missiles, and that's going to happen during WW3, which Russia is going to be the top one to shoot thermonuclear missiles on this place. The Son of Man will send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity. Iniquity means sin upon sin. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. That fire is going to be from the nuclear missiles when it hits this place. And if you're not a part of the elect, and you get beamed up by Yahweh Shai, into the so-called UFOs, which is the chariots, then there's no way you're going to make it. You're going to be burnt up with fire by the missiles. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. So if you have an ear to understand, then understand it. And that's the end. I was gonna get another scripture, but this so-called black woman, she's totally finished. No one wants to deal with the so-called black woman. And furthermore, a lot of our people are still obsessed with worshiping Edomites, with worshiping the so-called white man. Oh, that's the end of it. The Lord's gonna destroy the 2/3 of our people that won't repent. And you should go check out that short of this Jake woman picking cotton for her white husband. Do you know how? Oh man, that's so messed up. But she was actually picking cotton for her white husband, and she loved it because they have children together, and the so-called black woman hates herself. Her kids came out mixed, and the so-called black woman hates her hair, which is the best hair on the planet, because the Most High has woolly hair. The Most High and his son have white woolly hair, white woolly afros, and white woolly beards, but the so-called black woman hates that. She hates her features, so she hates the so-called black man, and she loves making tears with the so-called white man. But those tears are gonna be separated by the angels, and they're gonna be destroyed. And that's the end of the lesson. Lord will, it was edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai B'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.